Grow Garden 2 is right around the corner, and Jando might have just hinted at its release. In this video, we're going to be going over a ton of Grow Garden 2 leaks. You may or may have not already heard, it's a game that's coming out and will be replacing Grow Garden 1, which is the current game. And I have tons of information, leaks, and possible speculations to dates that this could be coming out. The only thing I ask you guys is to subscribe. It would mean the world to me, and yeah, let's jump right into it. One day ago, Jando posted this TikTok saying, knowing what I have to do to fix Grow a Garden. And in this video, there isn't really any audio that's important, but he does go through this fact that he does not have the guts to do it. And then all the way at the end of the video, right around here, he mentions the Great Reset. A lot of people think that from this speculation of the Great Reset, they are just going to reset our data inside of Grow a Garden. Now, I actually have a lot of reasoning to say that they are not going to be doing that because, first of all, if they were to do that, as you can tell, everything that you've probably ever grinded for was going to get removed in terms of shekels and all that stuff. And if I actually go back to my main garden here, let's switch to our normal garden. You guys can see I have 442 flowers worth of shekels, which means I literally have so much shekels to the point it has an entirely new currency. And what a lot of people think is that they are going to reset the shekels, and that way, you know, we're not going to have insane fruits in the game and stuff to give us lots of money. But guess what? There's a few other problems. If they were only going to reset the shekels and not make a Grow Garden 2, then first of all, you could still have a lot of fruits inside of your garden that are worth a lot. Like, for example, this candy blossom here, if I say how much this is worth, you will see this is worth 255 trillion, which is more than enough to purchase literally everything in the game. Aside from maybe a few upgrades here that they have made crazy prices because of, you know, the shekel crisis going on inside of the game. And well, the only other way they could really maximize fixing it is by deleting all of our stuff, which people would not be happy about because people spend tons of Robux on things like bone blossoms, beanstalks, burning buds, and all of that stuff. All of the videos I've seen on this topic have been suggesting just that, the fact that they are going to reset everything. However, I actually have a lot more proof to think that it's a Grow a Garden 2 release. Over the past few admin abuses, Jandel has just been saying Grow a Garden 2, the number 2, and specifically this message right here. Now, I want you to remember this because we're going to come back to this message. But while I was playing the admin abuse, Jandel said this: guys, if you want a gag 2, spam W. If you don't, let the man cook. If you didn't know, the developers have secretly been working on Grow a Garden 2, a sequel to the current game that is supposedly supposed to be much better, and I also have a ton of leaks to show you guys. If you actually go on the normal Grow a Garden Twitter and you scroll a bit down, because they don't really talk about this too much, but if you spend some time scrolling and scrolling, you will eventually come up to something you have probably not seen. And that is going to be them reposting tweets from this account called Grow Games. Grow Games is owned by dev named David, who is the owner of Grow a Garden. And if we actually go to this thing, you will see things like this Gilbert guy. This is not a merchant inside of the game. You cannot talk to this guy. And as you can see, he clearly has like a weird symbol on top of his shop. But if you scroll further down, you're also going to see things about the Egg Snapper, which are not currently in the current game. Or if you scroll even further down, you will come to see the first ever leaks of Grow a Garden 2. And oh my gosh, is it insane. Grow Garden 2 is an overall reset. Literally all of your data in that game is going to be completely wiped because it's a completely brand new game. And it's actually going to introduce probably a bunch of new features that we have some leaks for. A few months back, a big games leaker or someone who basically leaked the pet sim stuff leaked some Grow Garden 2 content. And one of the content was this thing right here. This was in testing, but there is the opportunity to actually sell your stuff for a daily deal price, or even try and make a deal with the guy, or you could basically ask for more, and Sam would possibly give you more than what your item is actually worth. Now, whether or not these leaks are 100% true is unsure because they were supposed to be classified, aka nobody was supposed to leak them. But you know, some leakers obviously will leak the stuff. Hey, I can't say I personally didn't accidentally leak an entire update myself, and I'm still very sorry about that. So developers, if you want to give me a chance, please, bro. But there is other events like this one. You got this thing called the Midas Moon, which gives you a gold mutation probably. And as you can see Sam and his shop. This guy looks completely different. There's a sell icon at the top of the shop, and it looks like they gave bro an outfit this time. Sam's low-key been in this fit ever since Grow Garden release, so I think it's time we give him some new clothes, bro. There's also supposed to be a brand new shop where you're getting things like a supersized mushroom, a door crowbar. Like, what could this stuff possibly be for? Now, there is obviously sprinklers in this game too, and I would assume there will also be pets. Another crazy part about all of this is that Johnny, aka the guy who owns Do Big, Sammy, the person who owns Steal a Brain Rot, as well as Jandel are all a part of this group. Will we for once have a truce amongst the two? I don't actually know, but it is a very exciting project, and it's something that they only recently started talking about in the public. Grow Garden 2 was only knowledgeable if you actually search for the leaks in the past, but now Jandel himself is mentioning it in basically every single admin abuse. Now, looking back at the leak of the game, you can't tell too much, but obviously, you know, you got a bunch of plans here. You still have weather events like a rainbow going on, and another cool thing is this time now you can actually see the icons of your pets, or sorry, your seeds. You can actually see what they are, and it looks like there's also weathers and stuff inside of the game, which is pretty cool. You know, the game tells you when it's going to turn into nighttime. And obviously, to confirm this is a new game, Grow a Garden, the official account, had posted an image of Grow a Garden 2. And you can kind of barely see the 2 right there. And well, if you're wondering what this exactly looks like, it is literally this image. The raccoon on top of the 2, bro. And I'm honestly so excited. Yes, Grow a Garden 2 is going to be the great reset. I highly believe that is the case, because I don't think the developers want to reset months of progress that you've had inside of the game. We're actually talking about over a year long of progress. Grow Garden 2 has gone through too much. People have made such beautiful gardens, and heck, I mean, even in the most recent update, they actually introduced some new cosmetics inside the cosmetic shop. If you go here, I believe there's a bunch of new cosmetics you can get, and obviously if people made cool little gardens, they don't want to reset all of that. Now, to be honest, the most recent jelly update was pretty buns. Like, I don't even know how the developers released an update like this, and they still have not buffed it, by the way. Like, people still are complaining about how bad the quest line is here, but the developers just haven't done anything about it. And I think it's simply because of the fact they know people are already tired of this game, and they're either waiting for them to just release a brand new game, or they have already stopped playing. But earlier on, I mentioned this leak right here where Jandel said 222, and this was at the very end of an admin abuse that he recently did after he had mentioned about Grow a Garden 2. So it was a little bit random to see all of these numbers being said. Now, something a little special about this that I noticed, I don't know if this was intended, but if we go and count the 2s up here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 twos. Whether or not this could be specifically leaking a possible release date, I don't know, but this could literally be the release date of Grow Garden 2. Now, today is obviously the 18th when I'm recording this, so the 19th would be on a Tuesday, which is probably not an actual option for the developers. And I'm sure if they are going to release the game, they might even announce it, or they will definitely announce it, but they might even make like an admin portal for it that leads you straight into the game, or something for us to really know that it's coming out. It's not just going to be something random that they say. But if you take a look in June, next month, on the 19th, it is actually a Friday, which is a possible option and gives the developers over 3 weeks in order to talk about its release and actually amp it up for Grow Garden 2 to come out. The only reason I'm not too sure about this is because there is random numbers here. There is 5 2s right here, which could possibly mean the 5th month, but then there's also 7 2s over here, which could mean like 2027, which that really doesn't make sense. So I don't know what the developers are thinking, whether or not this actually has a meaning. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, bro. But yeah, I did take the screenshot. As you can see, there is me right there. I was literally participating in this admin abuse when I saw this, and I was like, I gotta talk about this in an actual video. So it's really exciting. We do also know for a fact Grow a Garden 2 is going to release with pets. The developers have shown multiple leaks of that, where there's random, pets running around like chicken jockeys and stuff like that. So some of the OG pets are going to be back, and that's going to be your chance to get them in an all brand new game. On top of that, the developers have secretly leaked this a while ago, where they actually showed us the Grow a Garden 2 map up in the distance over here. If you actually go behind the B event and look in this direction, they used to actually have the map over here, and I'm not even joking. Let me show you. And here's a picture of it. Up in the distance, you can see the same garden style that Grow a Garden 2 has in the game. And the plots are going to work differently. You're only going to be starting with 2. That's something I know for a fact. And it's going to be sideways like this, spinning all the way around the map. So it is very interesting how they're doing this. I don't know if you're going to be able to expand your plot or what, but I'm interested to find out. There is people, though, that also have opinions about Grow a Garden 2 coming out, and a lot of people, I will say, they're not fond of it. For example, this guy right here, he said, what's the point of Grow a Garden 2 if the original Grow a Garden is already averaging 100,000 players? Please, Jandel, no more sequences like Gag 2. We players want to focus on the original one because we don't want to left all of this behind. And obviously, if they did do a great reset, people would not be happy about that, so they want people to keep the stuff here. And he said you should hire more developers or etc. So no more update rushes. Please listen to us. If you don't, you will receive something bad from the community, and you already know it. Let us focus on our progress. Now, to an extent, I agree with that. People obviously want to keep their progress. Personally, I would love to be able to keep my progress in Grow a Garden 2. But obviously that wouldn't happen if they're making an all brand new game, since they don't want people getting billions and trillions and quadrillions and quintillions of shekels. But the truth is, saying that Grow a Garden averaging 100,000 players is good is honestly a little bit of a stretch, because Grow a Garden had thousands or millions of players at once every single day of the week for a while when it was in its prime. That's far off what the developers are doing right now, and I could see why they want to release a new game to hopefully appeal to those audiences and get more players back in. I mean, if you take a look at Grow a Garden's all-time players, you will see that they used to literally average 1 million players on a daily basis back in August. So basically, like, just under a year ago, and before that, they used to actually even manage more, like 3 million. You had 2 million on it Wednesday, bro. But now we're doing things like 67,000, bro. So obviously it's a big jump, and there is a potential that the developers can get back up there if they release a brand new game. The only thing I hope that the devs do in Grow a Garden 2 is transfer some of people's like trade tokens, because they spend tons of money on that, and even things like the passes, bro, and some other general things like, I don't know, some hive eggs or stuff like that. I think it would be nice if people got to use those inside of the new game or get some sort of compensation for it. But I'm very curious to see what direction this game has got going, and Jandel, please don't mess it up for us here. And if I were to guess, it's probably gonna come out once this B event is gone. The developers are probably doing 4 parts to this B event, so be on the lookout for that, okay? Get it? Be on the lookout for that? Come on, that's pretty funny. I don't know if we're gonna get an event after this. The devs have been working on Grow a Garden 2 for literal months, bro. It's probably been like 5 or 6 months that they've been working on it, so it's right around the corner, I feel like, since Grow a Garden is a pretty simple game. But let me know your thoughts on this situation, and definitely let me know if you're excited, if you approve of it, or if you would rather stay inside of this game. I'm open to hearing all of y'all's opinions, and I'll definitely be reading the comments. But if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead, click on this video on the screen for me. I went ahead, picked it for you myself. I really think you're gonna like it, but click it fast. It's a way better video, and this video is about to end. Until then, subscribe. Click them. Bye.